Go Loser Ranger Season 2 is finally here. Welcome to Bestie Bento Breakdown. I'm Dr. Tia Key.
And I'm Allie.
Two best friends talking about anime, so thank you for joining us. Go Loser Ranger. Allie put me on this anime. I knew nothing about it, and I am thanking you every day for it because first season of this show was absolutely excellent.
To give a quick little roundup of season 1, you have the monsters versus the Power Rangers. Well, imagine that, but you're getting the boys.
The boys.
If y'all not seen the boys, get on it because it's incredible. But are heroes really heroes kind of question comes up. That's what this story again takes on, and you have the whole first season to kind of flesh that out. You have all of the Power Ranger characters, and Red is the leader. Red is the Homelander. If you know the boys, you understand what that means.
Exactly.
He believes truly in his soul he is the savior. So then you have the monsters, and the monsters invaded Earth, and long story short, they are defeated by the Rangers, and it gets to a point where you need to create a villain to unify everyone, and that's kind of what feeds everything moving forward in society.
It's a secret for the rest of the world that the Rangers have this arrangement with the monster. And you can kind of see throughout season 1, like there's some sentiment towards the monsters. Like that's kind of giving some of our monsters that pride and that excitement. And so that's why our main character is tired of this type of routine and wants to kind of go against them. And so we're going to dive more into what his plan is.
You start off with this character. Is this like a V for Vendetta kind of act?
He's calling out that the Rangers are fake. They're not who they're portraying themselves to be. So it's like, oh crap, like there's people out there that are now more comfortable with publicly announcing this.
So it's maybe that type of like narrator character that pushes the story forward and hopefully ties certain things together from the first season to this season. I wonder if this character who is infiltrating all the media sources, so it's like, is his character to sway you one way?
I'm excited to see more of him. Opening up first episode where we are kind of in our familiar arena, and right away you can tell the discord between the team. Blue is no longer with them because of the events that happened last season. And you can just see the disorganization of that, really showing Red's personality of like wanting to be this particular perfectionist, but at the same time, not thinking through of like the other parts of it. It's all about him.
Truly, you start building that tension, which makes you as the viewer get really nervous, but excited to see what's about to occur, like, and what is about to happen.
Right.
I'm spooked.
On the opposite side of that, you also see the monsters. And one of the things that they struggled with in the first season was coming up with the monster concept, right? The Rangers expect them to create a good show. They need a good villain. And it's so funny seeing the one in here because he's clearly not a good design. Like these guys are also struggling. It's just showing like they're trying their best. They're dealing with this fear they have clearly of the Rangers because they feel like they can't protect themselves.
You just feel awful because you're like, oh shite, something's about to happen to little Panda or whatever his name was.
Panda bear.
Like what ends up happening is even worse than you could imagine. Everyone starts losing their mind. It becomes so pinhole, narrow-minded, only see black at this point.
Yes.
See red, maybe is probably what I should say. And doesn't matter that there's an audience here, that they're live, and they bring out the big guns. That's what was like, oh my gosh. And here's the thing, all of the Rangers were totally not even questioning it. Like they didn't even hesitate to just kill a bunch of people in the audience. No reason.
A character whose image is everything, to see him make such a reckless choice on live TV and really shows you like he is losing it. He's not the same, like he was always crazy, but like he was a little bit more together and strategic in the first season. And I think with the loss of Blue and, you know, he lost his actual ultimate weapon.
Yeah.
He's losing that control, and it's showing probably the first time the audience is seeing his character, the hero, crack as well. To start this episode off with this conspiracy theorist character and then follow it up with an actual action that is breaking his character, like people are going to see.
From that point, we start to get into the whole, like, how do we find Blue? Like, we need to put someone else in here. Otherwise, this team is going to fall apart.
He's very against Chibi Blue to take on the role of being,
Yeah.
the official Blue simply because of her size. We watched Girl Cook season 1 and she's very capable.
The way he said it too, I was just like, that's crazy. It felt like offensive. But then there was like the comedic relief of the pink guy who's pink. Like gargantuan. And he's like, well, what's that say about me?
One of the questions of episode 1, which is who will replace Blue?
We also are going to now get back into Hibiki. As wonderful as he is also very much into his own things, which you can start to say maybe similar to Red, where it's very much like he's in it for himself a lot of times. Right. So Hibiki, originally the whole goal is just to kill Red and kill the Rangers because F them, they suck. It went from that to then going, I don't want to compete with these monsters who are also like, it starts then becoming like about him being the number one. So he's playing the game of like having to act as brother to Pink Ranger, which, not gonna lie, but I don't remember her being that incesty.
She was.
Remember how her and her brother were ambushed by a monster at the church? Was it like that triggered this more intense obsession over her brother, or was it always there?
I feel like they didn't really give us insight into her obsession with his brother prior to the accident. I wonder with her brother keeping that like do-gooder type of personality made her obsessed.
That's
like the brother in Spy Family, like reverse, Yora's brother who's like, she did all those things for him, but he has like this super weird complex about her now.
There were moments in this episode that I kind of wondered, was she suspecting that he's not right? There was a moment when he goes to help that bystander and her face was like,
right. But I took that as like their moment together is being interrupted. But every time she makes a reference, it's towards his growth. Like, wow, he's getting more mature, growing into a man. And I'm like, okay, is that just how you're seeing it? Like,
no, that's actually a fair point. I didn't even really think of it that way. So you have the police arresting some with
guy.
Black lipstick, some goth. And do find this an interesting conversation too, because the police were like, Rangers, back off. Let us have a job for once. So they're talking about how people are being abducted. And it's bringing back the story from season 1, the monster who escaped. Now they're pinning the mystery on this bystander because he just looks weird. Hey, listen.
He's a monster. You heard it here first.
Development that the monsters are moving around doing their business, but the Pink Ranger does roll up. LOL. And she's like, by the way, you're right. There is something fishy going on and we're actually looking into it. So she kind of confirms to her own brother, Hibiki, as well, that they're actively knowing that something is up and they have to fix it.
So after this scene, the guy does get away, but something that's interesting that was mentioned, he said he had a sibling, but turned out it was false. Like he doesn't have siblings. So was he suspicious? Is he suspicious? I'm pretty sure we're going to see the guy again.
You're kind of left with now, possibly there's monsters in plain sight. That's very cool to know that like they're just keeping it low until possibly a leader for the monsters can get them all collaborated.
I'll be dead if it turns out like our main guy, his little Dorcas, is going to be like the ultimate monster. Question that I had, are the Rangers aware that there are monsters that can turn human? I'm starting to suspect that they're not aware.
I think for him, it's like more and more he's spiraling into a mindset of like, it's all about me. Who you think is the good character and who you think is the bad character actually being so similar in a way. But then, of course, my favorite scene, why not, was like him head down, girl is running, breasts a front, and the whole collision course got me together. I laughed.
I was so mad. I was like, are we now becoming this anime? Like, We had
Yeah.
nothing like this. It was unnecessary.
I still laughed out loud because I was like, that is ridiculous. So, how it wraps up, the last minute and a half basically is now you're in the green team.
Yes, they got a sign.
But like Hibiki felt like appalled, like I
was supposed to
wanted
be
to
on
be
Red's
in
team.
red.
What do you mean?
But you find out, oh, so each ranger has a like a field, yeah.
Field.
And green specifically is to hunt and find monsters in society. So then it goes, oh shit, you're literally talking to one.
I'm curious about why Homegirl, Jiggle Tits, why she's in it. She didn't stand out to me in any way in comparisons to some of the other characters we had.
Because she has jiggle tits and she looks familiar to probably anime fans because she literally looks like that person from Naruto.
We now know what's the mystery about people's disappearance. We got that. We got our school arc. We know now that everyone got assigned a team. They have a mission. There's a lot of pieces that was placed in this first episode. Like you said, it was a great wrap up season 1. It's a great reintroduction to characters and a great introduction to the path we're going forward. Terrified of the breakdown of the Rangers. Super excited to see like how the new recruits deal with it, how the second in commands deal with them as well.
It doesn't lose momentum. I still feel nervous when I see things. I still feel intrigued to see what will happen next. It's a very good storytelling, in my opinion, at least right now. I kind of am curious to see who Green is behind, the mask. But at the same time, I don't know.
I'm scared. I'm scared. But let us know your thoughts of episode 1 of season 2 of Go Go Loser Ranger. And if you haven't already, make sure you like this video and subscribe for more anime content. See you next time.